Hey guys, what's going on? Most of you probably already know what's going down, but just in case you don't, this is the 8th video of editing down my larger ranking every weapon plus fun facts videos into smaller, more digestible videos. I have only been posting one of these a month on the 20th of every month, and this time sniper is up to bat. So, only sniper weapons. You don't have to deal with the amalgamation of all other classes' weapons, just sniper. Now that you know what's going on, let's get into this. Bargain was added June 23rd, 2011. The sniper is great for those who actually know how to play sniper. It can absolutely decimate teams with the fast recharge. Though, personally, I suck at sniper. I respect it, but I'm personally not a fan of it. In the original, I put this in the A tier, though it's a very high A tier. You know, if you know how to use it, it could be even a low S tier weapon, because of just how fast it charges. Or if you're a cheater, you know, either one. But a little piece of trivia that's actually pretty interesting about this weapon. This weapon used to add heads on a headshot rather than headshot kill. So you didn't actually need to kill the person in order to get the heads for it. But all heads used to be cleared if you missed a headshot. Yeah, so if you missed, all your heads would be drained. So if you had 8 heads and you missed, sorry, you have to completely start over. This was changed later in 2011. The Bushwhacker, released September 30th, 2010 in the Man Economy update. A great choice for sniper, good in man versus machine for tank busting alongside the Cleaner's Carbine, as well as being paired with the Gerate and Casual. Also great at deterring spies. B tier. Trivia. There's not really much interesting trivia about the Bushwhacker as it hasn't gone through many changes, though on release it had the downside of a 20% fire vulnerability on wearer. But this was changed in 2015 to a flat 20% damage vulnerability, but only while active. Classic, added June 18th, 2014. Let's cut straight to the chase. This weapon was a joke. It's close to being an interesting side grade, but falls short due to the fact that it can't headshot until it's fully charged. And the 10% damage penalty on body shots is just lemon in the wound. D tier. Trivia. There's not much really interesting about this weapon, though these would be the approximate stats if the weapon was ported directly from Team Fortress Classic. In case you're not currently looking at the screen, I'll read them out for you. Can be charged up to 5 times rather than just 3. So basically what this means is, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. So a headshot would be 150 damage. Instead of going up to 450, it would be able to go up to 750. A 200% clip size. Well, it doesn't really have a magazine or a clip. I guess you can call it a clip reserve. It's kind of weird how it works. But in Team Fortress Classic, it held 75. 150% damage on body shots, going from 50 to 75 damage. Shooting enemies' legs would temporarily slow them down. Yeah, that was a mechanic. Now this one's not really an upside or a downside, really up to preference. You must hold down the fire key to charge the shot. And the only negative that could be listed is the fact that it can't be fired while airborne. And I guess you could also add no random critical hits, but that was just because of the game it was in. That's not really because of the weapon. The Cleaner's Carbine, added June 27th, 2012. The Carbine isn't necessarily a terrible weapon, but when you have secondaries such as Gerate and the Cozy Camper, and then the pre-patch Darwin's Danger Shield as well, there's very little reason to use it. In addition, it's an SMG, which is already a subpar weapon. It can be great for MVM tank shredding alongside the Bushwhacker, but overall, it's a mediocre choice at best. High D tier. Trivia. On release, the Cleaner Carbine did not have the Croco meter, instead granting you the effect on a successful kill. However, when it was released, it would give you 3 seconds of full crits. This was changed to being 8 seconds of mini crits. In addition, it also fired 35% slower, 25% we have now, so it was even harder to get kills with. The Cozy Camper, added March 15th, 2012. A good option if you just don't want to use Gerate. There's not really much to say. C tier. Trivia. On release, the stats were a little bit different. It didn't offer you a passive health regen, only granting you flinch resistance while scope. The downside to this weapon, however, was a 60% reduction to movement speed while zoomed in. Though this was bugged, and the actual slowdown was 94%, which basically made you a sitting duck. This would eventually be reduced to 80%, not bugged this time, before being dropped altogether. The Darwin's Danger Shield, added September 30th, 2010. The Darwin's Danger Shield used to be another sniper's worst nightmare. Now it's a Pyro's slight annoyance. Darwin's Danger Shield in its current state is a head scratcher, and not all that useful. D tier. Trivia. The Darwin's Danger Shield in early concept art had a more scaly, realistic style to it, rather than the slick green style it has now. 2. Many of you probably remember when this thing allowed you to survive a quickscope headshot. This wasn't always the case. It was released with just a flat 25 health bonus, that's it. Though it was part of an item set called the Croco Style set. If you had the Sydney Sleeper, Darwin's Danger Shield, Bushwhacker, and Old Snaggletooth headgear, it would grant you immunity to headshots. Sort of. Any headshot that would normally have killed you will now leave you at 1 HP, unless of course you're at 1 HP. When item set bonuses were discontinued, the Darwin's Danger Shield received a 15% bullet resistance in order to emulate the old set bonus. This is how it worked for a while, until the Jungle Inferno update, when the weapon was completely reworked. Hitman's Heatmaker, added June 27, 2012. This sniper is awesome. It isn't just great casual, but also man versus machine due to the focus mechanic and the explosive headshots. Well, that's an upgrade, but still you get the idea. It makes it a lot easier to use. It's a low risk, but high reward sniper rifle. It is phenomenal. A tier. Trivia. The focus meter used to be activated automatically when full, but now can be activated at any time during the meter's charge via the reload key. The Huntsman, added May 21st, 2009. Oh, the Luxman. A fun, more up-in-your-face way of playing sniper. Personally, it's good for people like me who don't take the game all that seriously, at least when playing. It's just fun to kind of spam down choke points and shoot across the map and hope you hit something. It's fun, but it's also competitive and can be, if used correctly, can be really, really good. B tier. Trivia. When the Huntsman released, for some reason, it was left-handed by default. This wasn't achieved by flip view models, this is just how it was for some reason. In addition to that, it was also planned to have 18 arrows. This is even stated on the update page itself, though the Huntsman we have in game only holds 13. And a bonus fact, ignited Huntsman arrows do not extinguish underwater. Gerate, added to the game May 21st, 2009 in the Sniper vs. Spot update. The Gerate is one of the most well-known sniper secondaries, even outside of TF2. Just the concept of throwing a mason jar full of urine at people is a bit out there. As a weapon though, it works, being a great support tool as well as being good for exposing spies. B tier. Trivia. There have been no major stat changes besides a 20% cooldown when you extinguish teammates. Though, just so there's something, Gerate is short for jar-based karate, and the reason why Sniper can piss so much is due to the Saxton Hale pills he took, which tripled the size of his kidneys. I'm pretty sure most of you have seen the comic already, but I will put it up on screen for you guys. Give me a couple seconds to read that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty funny. The Kukri, Sniper's base melee weapon, was added on October 10th, 2007 because it's a stock weapon. I got nothing really. It's a stock melee. It works, but it's basic. C tier. Trivia. There's pretty much nothing. But just so we have something, the Gerate Chopped achievement that requires 3 enemies doused in Gerate to be slain with your Kukri is a bit bugged, and it can be cheesed. It isn't exactly clear how it's bugged and what causes the bug to happen, but it seems that if you get 2 kills normally with any weapon in your life and then get 1 kill on a Gerate doused enemy, the achievement will still be granted to you anyway. But it's not 100% understood how this happens. The Machina, added August 18, 2011. The king of buddy shot sniper rifles, pretty easy to use with minimal downsides. While the stock is a bit more reliable at being all around good, the Machina is still a phenomenal weapon. B tier. Trivia. Currently the max damage for the Machina is 173. When damage spread was a thing, however, as you know, it had a 15% damage variance. This made it possible to roll a high enough number to instantly delete Demoman not running the booties and without the Eyelander, as well as Pyros. The Razer Back, added May 21st, 2009. Hate this item. Such a stupid concept. D tier. Trivia. The Razer Back originally had a 15% movement speed penalty when equipped. This was removed very soon after, and it remained this way for a long time, until the Jungle Inferno update when they added the recharge mechanic alongside a no overheal on wear mechanic. The Shaha, added June 23rd, 2011. The Shaha is in the game. It's a weapon with stats. You can swing it, and you can hurt people. I really don't know the point of it. It's a simple design, but it's kind of a stupid simple one. Over half health, less damage. Below half health, more damage. Nothing else. It's kind of the epitome of a C-tier weapon. Trivia. Besides being added to the game, this weapon has only had 3 updates of any kind. On June 28, 2011, they added a refined recoil, draw, crit, reload forces, whatever that means. On March 12, 2015, they added a strange variant, and finally on December 21st, 2017, they added a festivized variant. That's it. That is all the history for this weapon. The sniper rifle, added October 10th, 2007. This is the one that started it all. Being happy, running around using your projectile-based weapon, and then half a second later, you're in the respawn machine. This weapon is objectively good in my opinion, and it actually really isn't all that overpowered. It's just really annoying to fight a sniper who's really good and never seems to miss heads. Sometimes it's ridiculous, honestly. But overall, this weapon is an A tier for me, but it would be understandable that some might find this as an S tier weapon. Trivia. This weapon stayed mostly unchanged. There have only been 3 things to note about this weapon. In the video TF2 2007 versus now, it is displayed that the sniper shell casing is ejected in front of you on the left side of your gun. But originally, in 2007, it was displayed on the right side, away from you. Technically, the 2007 version makes more sense logistically, but the current day version is actually correct since the sniper uses a rifle with a left-handed ejection port. 2. The sniper was given a 200 millisecond, or 0.02 seconds, 0.2 seconds, delay before being able to headshot after scoping in February of 2008. And lastly, until 2011, the sniper lacked a distinct fully charged bell sound. The SMG, added October 10th, 2007. The SMG is very underutilized, but I can't say it's not for a good reason. The SMG does piss poor damage, and the sniper already has other options such as Gerate and the Cozy Camper. What about spies and up-close encounters? In that scenario, the kukri or even a nice little body shot from your rifle is likely to be more effective. This weapon is a very low C-tier weapon. Trivia. There isn't anything all that interesting. The only thing to note is that in the beta, the SMG was actually meant to be used by scouts before he was given the nail gun and eventually the scatter gun. And for a short while, it was even considered being for medic, though it would be given to the sniper as a secondary eventually. Also, according to the TF2 wiki, the SMG may have worked more like the nail gun in Team Fortress Classic, before being changed to a hit-scam bullet-based weapon. The Sydney Sleeper, added September 30th, 2010. The original king of body shot weapons. This weapon is a sad case. It has a good concept, being a support weapon, but it's just done wrong. It being a sniper rifle makes absolutely no sense. Why not use something that will kill someone outright instead of marking an enemy for your team to kill, that might not even get killed? It suffers from the same fate as the Fan of War in casual. You're 90% of the way there, why not just finish the job? This weapon has some utility in game modes like Carrier or MVM, but in casual, it is a handicap most of the time. C tier. Trivia. A history segment back to back. This one is super odd. One, you may remember me just about 10-20 seconds ago talking about how it made no sense that it's a sniper rifle. Well, in concept, it was actually an SMG variant. This would have been really cool, but would have probably overshadowed the Gerate immensely. This is likely why it was changed to a rifle instead, which kind of killed it. The Sydney Sleeper isn't necessarily terrible, but you know what I mean by that. 2. When it was added to the game, it was a bit weird. It could randomly crit, had the ability to penetrate enemies, could cover invulnerable enemies in Gerate for some reason. It had no headshot capability, which is why it cemented itself as the body shot king at first. It didn't have the faster charge rate. That wasn't added for nearly a year. In addition, rather than having a scaling system like it does now, it was kind of all or nothing. Not every scope shot applied Gerate, but when it did, it applied for the full 8 seconds. This was changed in the gunmetal update of 2015 to scaling from 2 to 8 seconds. It would be in the Meet Your Match update that the Sydney Sleeper got the ability to extinguish enemies, and it also got the ability to headshot. Sort of. Currently, the Sydney Sleeper will mini-crit on headshot. However, originally, if you made a headshot or a fully charged shot, the Sydney Sleeper would apply Gerate in a radius. This mechanic was completely removed in the Blue Moon update of 2018. In addition, the max duration was reduced from 8 to 5, though the minimum duration is still 2 seconds. It would receive the ability to mini-crit on headshot, though, which is kind of cool. As well as reducing your Gerate cooldown for 1 second, I don't really know why. That's pretty much what we have now. And another little mini fact to add on top of it, the Sydney Sleeper lacked a blue skin for 12 years until it was returned in September of 2022. The Troutman Shiv, added May 20th, 2010. The Troutman Shiv is a sad case. It sounds good on paper, but often falls short. The damage is pitiful, and the bleed is hardly ever enough to save this weapon. Low C tier. Trivia. Currently, the bleed lasts for 6 seconds, and the machete itself has a 50% damage penalty. This makes the max damage with no resistances 81. On release, however, the bleed lasted 8 seconds, and the machete only had a 35% damage penalty. This made its max damage about 110. But with random damage spread, it was capable of theoretically doing 127 damage. This was beyond unlikely, as you would need to roll both max damage for the machete swing, as well as for each individual bleed tick. You could expect this thing to deal about 100 to 115 damage on average, assuming they picked up no health packs and had no resistances.